The rain pounded against the rusty zinc roofs of Umunze, a town caught between tradition and the creeping shadow of modernity. It was the kind of place where whispers of ancestral spirits mixed with the sound of generators. In his one-room shop, Chidi sat over a rickety wooden table, his face buried in his hands. His imported second-hand sneakers business, his latest hustle, was a failure. The townspeople, fiercely loyal to their cobblers, refused to buy his London-used shoes. "Why buy new ones when they can repair their old ones?" they said. The rejection stung, but what hurt more was the sound of his near-empty cash register mocking him with every creak. To make matters worse, his generator had died hours ago, leaving him alone in the dim light of his flickering, rechargeable lantern. The lantern dimmed ominously. Chidi groaned. "Oh God, not now!" He slapped it desperately. "I still have plans now." A dry chuckle echoed through the room. Chidi froze. He wasn't alone. "Plans? You?" A deep voice, laced with amusement, broke the silence. His heart thudded as he turned sharply. Leaning against the far wall was a tall, shadowy figure. Its eyes glowed faintly in the darkness, and the scent of old incense and damp earth filled the room. Chidi grabbed the nearest object, a wooden shoe stretcher, clutching it like a weapon. Who are you?" he stammered, his voice barely above a whisper. The figure stepped forward, into the dim light of the lantern. The face was unmistakable. Chidi had seen it in faded family portraits and heard about it in the tales elders told under the moonlight. His great-great-grandfather, Okonkwo the Bold. "Your foolishness woke me up," Okonkwo said, his voice like the rumble of distant thunder. "And now we have a problem." Chidi swallowed hard. "What kind of problem?" Okonkwo smirked. "You owe me. Until you settle your debt, your hustle will never prosper." "Debt?" Chidi's head spun. "But you've been dead for over a century." Okonkwo's smirk vanished. "You must finish what I started. The treasure I hid before my untimely death must be found. Until then, your path will remain blocked." Chidi's eyes widened. "Treasure? As in money? Cash?" Okonkwo's glowing eyes narrowed. "That is for you to discover. But beware, the spirits do not take kindly to those who fail their missions." The weight of Okonkwo's words settled heavily on Chidi. A failed hustle was one thing, but the idea of being cursed? That was a different kind of problem altogether. The next day, Chidi sought out his old friend Kunle. A successful businessman and devout Christian, Kunle had once been like Chidi, struggling to make ends meet. Now he was an inspiration to many in Umunze, claiming that faith had transformed his life. Kunle listened intently as Chidi recounted the supernatural encounter. When Chidi finished, Kunle leaned back in his chair, arms crossed. "Chidi, this is spiritual warfare," Kunle said. "You don't fight spirits with hustling and Google searches. You fight with prayer." Chidi frowned. "Prayer? Will it pay my rent?" Kunle chuckled. "It will do more than that. It will break the chains holding you back. Join me for a prayer vigil tonight. Let's ask for wisdom and direction." That night, Chidi found himself in the middle of a packed church, the air thick with the sound of fervent prayers and gospel songs. At first, he felt out of place, but as the prayers grew louder, he felt something shift inside him, a weight pressing down, then lifting as though an unseen force had loosened its grip. A voice, soft and unfamiliar, whispered in his ear, "The truth shall set you free." With renewed determination, Chidi combined Kunle's prayers with modern research. He pored over old family records, searched online archives, and even watched YouTube tutorials on finding lost artifacts. Bit by bit, he pieced together clues from Okonkwo's life. They led him to an abandoned family house on the outskirts of town, a place shrouded in mystery and tangled in folklore. Armed with a rented metal detector, a spade, and his best friend Toby, who insisted on live-streaming the adventure for proof, Chidi began his excavation. Hours passed, interrupted only by mosquito bites and Toby's constant commentary. Just as Chidi was about to give up, the metal detector beeped furiously. Digging feverishly, his hands brushed against something solid. He unearthed a rusted centuries-old chest. Inside, wrapped in rotting cloth, were ancient gold coins, a family seal, and a leather-bound journal filled with Okonkwo's writings. The journal detailed a lost claim to prime land now worth millions. As Chidi stared in disbelief, the wind howled, and Okonkwo's voice echoed around him. "You have done well, my son. My name is restored. Your path is now free." Before Chidi could celebrate, Toby's voice broke through. "Bro, someone's coming." From the shadows, a group of men wielding cutlasses emerged, rival claimants who had been waiting for this moment. "Run!" Toby screamed, still live-streaming as Chidi grabbed the journal and the coins. Dodging blades and sprinting through the dark, they made their escape. By the time they reached safety, Toby's livestream had gone viral. With the evidence in hand, Chidi pursued legal channels to secure the family's land. The treasure not only freed him from Okonkwo's curse, but turned him into a local legend of Umunse's village. The lesson from this story is that success comes from blending spirituality with effort and persistence. Embracing your heritage can also reveal hidden opportunities and clarity. Thank you for watching.